Hey everybody, what are your thoughts on insurance? I know what I think and what most of us think, that it's expensive, we pay so much to it, and then when we finally have something happen and we need it, it doesn't actually cover what we need. Well, the question is, do you know what your policy covers? Do you know all the details to your agreement with your policy? Because each one is completely different. The one thing I'm going to tell you guys as landlords, as regular people, whoever, do not be nonchalant with your insurance. Make sure you understand what it covers and what it's going to entail, and be specific for each individual property, whether it's vacant, whether it's occupied, whether it's a rental, whether it's a vacation home, whether it's an Airbnb. Make sure your insurance company knows what it is. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. You know that they're a company, right? They're a business just like the rest of us. They're out there trying to make money, right? So the more money they pay out is actually the less money they're going to make. It's all about profit margins with them as well as it is for everybody else. So you need to know what it is, because they do not want to pay out if they don't have to. Cover your ass. Work with a professional mortgage broker, because you definitely need one on your team. More importantly, you need one that's on your side, working for you, helping you, guiding, advising, consulting you as you take on different properties, moving in, moving out. I have a few really good contacts in the insurance world. They're all with different companies, big, small, broker. I would recommend talking to any one of them. If you ever need some kind of advice, reach out and I'll connect you. But I jumped on today to share a story with you that I just heard from Azita Fahy. You may remember her from Prime Service Insurance. She was on one of the Cressy, Ontario Landlord podcast series, giving advice about insurance for basement apartment landlords. Anyways, we're streaming on all major platforms, and you can definitely check us out for all the other episodes for you landlords. But I talked to her the other day, and she told me a story about one of her colleagues' clients right here in the GTA as a landlord, and I'm going to share that story with you. So here we are. Landlord decides it's time to get out of being a landlord and sell the property. So puts it up, gets it sold, has a closing date. Let's call it first of the month. Tenants that were in the property while he sold it, which is not something that we suggest doing. That's on a different podcast episode if you want to watch that one, with selling a property, a tenanted property. But anyways, tenants were moving out on the 15th of that prior month. So there was 2 weeks in between where the landlord was going to get the property cleaned and everything like that for the new purchaser coming in. Not sure what happened between the tenant moving out and a couple of days before closing, but maybe that tenant gave that key to a friend, to a colleague, to somebody they don't know, sold it, who knows. But somebody ended up going into that unit, occupying that unit from the time the tenant left until the time the landlord was sending in their cleaner. And they changed the locks. From what we found out afterwards, looks like they threw one hell of a party for a few days or for a couple of weeks, and damaged the inside, holes in the wall, ruined so much, destroyed the property from the inside. So who's responsible to pay for all those damages now, right? Well, not only that, the property that was for sale, the new buyers, they were coming in on the first of the month. Well, locks were changed, people were in it, they couldn't get access to the property. So now that seller's in breach of contract because they couldn't close at the time they were supposed to. Now, on top of that, there's damages inside. So the seller had to pay for the damages of the property. The seller also is going to have to compensate for the seller not closing, right? But more importantly, we're getting back to insurance. That's what this was all about, right? Well, when the seller told the insurance company what had happened, first of all, whenever a tenant leaves, change your locks. Okay, spend $100, $150, change the locks, get that done. That way there are no old keys out there, because that is still your responsibility to make sure that it is private and secure. But on top of that, the insurance policy for that rental property was that it was a rental property. Well, once the tenants vacated on the 15th of the month, it was no longer a tenanted property. It was a vacant property, which is different insurance, different coverage. And now the seller has to cover for all the damages inside that property as well. Somewhat in a total now, from what I've heard, between $50,000 and $100,000 it's going to cost this landlord, simply because they didn't call their insurer and say, it's going to be vacant for 2 weeks, we need to change that. I hope you got something out of this video. A little bit longer than normal, but everything is about being proper and getting the right guidance to make sure that you're doing the best thing that it is for you and your properties. Thanks so much. Bye for now.